What is up, Infanity TV? You already know me. It's DJ Treacy Trees, and welcome back to another episode of LA Sparks Weekly. The LA Sparks just played the Seattle Storm for the second time, but this time we played up in Seattle, and it was a good game. Very close, but the Sparks come out as a loser once again. They lost 87-90 this time, so I don't want to throw the once again in there as like a saucy kind of comment, because it was a lot of good basketball played. We got a whole lot to talk about. I got a special guest host in the studio. Make sure you keep it locked to LA Sparks Weekly. LA Sparks Weekly, welcome back to the show. The Sparks have just lost another game to the Seattle Storm, this time 87-90 away, y'all. But I'm not here in the studio by myself. Welcome to the show, back to the show, Kahari. Yo, we got a lot to talk about. We just were watching the game there, and I was optimistic. I thought the Sparks, like my Raiders, were going to win in that fourth quarter, and it was looking like it was coming true. What are your thoughts on just how the game ended?
First off, I do want to say you called it. You did say they were down by 14. You was like, hey, they coming back. They gonna win. They gonna have a chance to win. I'm like, we'll see, But then they start taking off. Ria did other things. My thoughts is, like I said, we just saw what the future's going to be like with the Sparks. Once they really compete, all I needed was that leadership tonight. That's what I felt like they was missing. They was kind of like trying to figure out who we're going to go to, who we're going to pass to. So that's why I feel like, once they continue to build and finish the season out competing, I feel like they'll be fine.
And I agree with you. And I'm glad they had to go up to Seattle and play this road game so late in the season, because that arena is a hostile environment. Some of the most legendary basketball has been played up in Seattle. So it's always fun to see the Sparks go into that kind of environment, being down to see how they were going to respond. And to be honest, I was so turned at how Odyssey sings. Ria Jackson really showed up tonight. Talk about what things you liked from Ria and Odyssey tonight.
Odyssey, I think that she's going to be she's a great leader. She's showing leadership the way that she's able to assist, dish out passes, get to the bucket, be able to create fouls, and also her defense as well. That's what I saw from her. Ria, I saw her scoring ability, her ability to get fired up.
Yep.
Like on offense and defense. We've been seeing that these last few games as well. So that's what I see. Like, who Ria is growing into who she's going to be. Like, that's what I saw tonight.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you talked about defense, because Seattle was playing some lockdown defense. Nneka almost fouled out. She had 5 fouls toward the end of the game.
Yeah.
Skylar's Diggins Smith is always hot and fiery on the court. What could we have done better to get through? And we saw that last play in the fourth quarter, one of the last plays where Ray got blocked. It's like, what could we have done better to combat their defense tonight?
I feel like it was just that one time out at the end tonight. I don't feel like it was anything that we can possibly do to combat their defense, because, like I said, Seattle, that's a veteran team against a young team.
Yep.
And that's kind of what we saw tonight. Like, it was a learning experience from the Sparks to even see them being that close.
Yep.
It was nothing they probably could have really done, because, like I said, just the experience that Seattle has. But the way the Sparks fought is what I was surprised by, the way they was able to fight against that playoff type atmosphere, like you said, that hostile environment. They didn't get blew out. They fought hard.
Yep.
That's what I saw.
And they could have let it slide, because in the third quarter, being down by double digits, and then twice in the fourth quarter being down by double digits and getting it within that single digit. I like to see they fight. To be honest, the fact that the Seattle Storm could still beat us with 2 of their main starters on the bench means that we got a lot of building to still do. You know what I mean? That's tough, because they were at a disadvantage. They didn't have Jewel Lloyd. They didn't have Ezzy in the paint. So imagine them even stronger in the paint.
Right.
Can you imagine that? Like that,
Yeah.
that Seattle Storm is a great team. They are a playoff contender. I say contender because I don't think they're going to make it all the way to the end, but they are locked in securely with the playoffs. Let's talk about De'Arica Hamby. How did you feel that De'Arica played today in the game?
She had about 25 points tonight. I feel like she showed
Yeah.
how she's been playing, like how she was in the beginning of the season. She stepped up. You saw her ability to create fouls. I like the way that De'Arica showed up tonight. She was really getting buckets.
Yep, and it seems like the three players who had double digits were Ria Jackson, De'Arica Hamby, and Odyssey Sims. If we had one more player that could have reached double digits, this would have been a different kind of game. I'm wondering what happened with Azare. Azare had 6 points, 6 rebounds still, but Azare been pulling down 17, 18 boards.
Yeah.
I think that was missed a little bit in this game. What do you feel like if Azare had came like she came the last couple games? Would that have been a deciding factor?
That would have definitely been a deciding factor. They were pretty much getting beat up in the paint. As Ray would have came and obviously opened up the lane because you saw how they was just locking in the lane. So NECA would have been out there guarding her more than likely. So it would have opened up more for them. She would have brought some more scoring. She would have also been getting a lot of rebounds as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
they probably would have won with Azare playing.
With Azare playing like that, they would have won. We got to give a big shout out to Rakia before we go into the press conference. She just scored her 500th point, y'all, as a Sparks rookie. Now that's legendary things, okay? Lisa Leslie, Nneka Ogwumike. Who else? One more, Candace Parker?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it was Candace Parker.
Candace Parker. So she joins the ranks of so many legendary Sparks of people who have crossed that 500th career point in their rookie season. You know how nasty that is? We were just talking about her little step back jumper thing.
Yeah.
That I like. And it's hard to defend, but it's like once she actually gets those things.
Once she masters it.
More. What are you excited to see from Rakia more next year after she gets some time to develop?
Honestly, I think the way she's going to be unstoppable once she get that handle up under her.
Yep.
Like, immediately she's going to go into the off season and get the handle tight. She's going to be hard to guard, unstoppable. And also I'm excited to see her defense. Like the way that she's taking defense personally. Like I love players who take their defense personally. That's what Rakia is doing. So the fact that she's doing that's what I'm excited to see in the future from her.
Yeah, and we had some players like Ray Burrell. She had a tough fourth quarter. But that's, again, when you in these tough playoff kinds of moments, you learn different things. Last year, the Sparks were not in the playoffs. We weren't we was close, but we didn't have a kind of season where it was competitive enough at the end of the season for Ray to have these kinds of experiences. What are you looking forward to seeing from Ray on that end? Because she's been in the starting lineup now here and really contributed more in comparison from last year.
I think Ray is going to be a great player in the near future. You know, the way that she's playing right now, either although she's not knocking out all her shots, you can see the way her shots are coming off. All she got to do is continue to work in the gym more. But she's one thing that does continue to show right now is her effort and the hustle and the ability on defense. But once all that turns up on offense, Ray's going to be a great player for a long time in this league because she already athletic. She's still learning the game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's a bright future for
I'm loving this Tennessee connection. And, there's a little bit of UConn connection. Again, Azare was playing against Gabby. They played together in college, that kind of thing. Hopefully we get an unnamed UConn player. Paige can find her way to LA, and that would be crazy. Like, what are your thoughts just on – because we got a little chance to talk about it.
Yeah.
Since we already know where we fall in the rankings.
Right.
Do you think we got a chance to get paid?
Absolutely, yeah. We got an absolute chance. Like, we already did the numbers and what it would look like. I think that she'll the Sparks, it's a strong possibility they'll get number one. We get number one, we get Paige, and what that will look like, just a scoring machine from the Sparks. You get in Rakia, Paige. I believe Cam is going to be a great scorer as well. We saw her shooting and things of that nature, but that Sparks young trio, can really turn things up for the Sparks in the future.
Yep, with the veteran leadership of Azare Stevens, who's going to return, De'Arica Hamby, who's going to return, Steph Talbot, who's going to return, which Coach always says is a true professional, and I believe she is. Any kind of player that can go and play in different teams overseas, play for their national team, and then come plug and play inside of the WNBA, she might not be scoring double digits, but she's doing some meaningful things for the team. So, with those kind of leaders in the locker room, I'm excited to see what's happening from the Sparks. We had a chance to talk to Odyssey Sims, and it seems like she's on fire. It seems like she's on fire.
Gotta keep Odyssey.
What do you? That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to start a little campaign of we need to see Odyssey Sims back. What do you think changed the game for her to just spark this crazy amount of scoring that she's been
I
doing?
just feel like that she's a player anyway. Like she's a true player. Like she's a true hooper. She's a true scorer, and she's a professional. Like so, Odyssey, any team where she's go, you saw what she was doing with Dallas.
Yeah,
they didn't want to release her, but because of the hardship contract rules, she had to get released. So she was averaging 17 in Dallas. Came over here immediately. Odyssey is one of those veterans who is good for any team, but specifically for the Sparks. Keep her because the way that she's guiding these young players and getting them hitting them in the correct spots, you know what I'm saying? Turning up on defense for them, you know. When they, as you see, a lot of the times they give it to Odyssey.
Yeah.
Within the last seconds, they're either looking for Hamby or Kill. If Odyssey had it, she'll take it and she'll make a play.
Yeah, she's a good facilitator, and I love the fact that her and Skylar Diggins-Smith were going head to head.
And that's what she's gonna bring to you. Like as you guys are building, you got a veteran like Odyssey who can go toe to toe with any.
Not scared. She 1v1.
Yeah.
Taking it directly to she wasn't just standing around or trying to get a shot off or, planning a shot for somebody else. Taking control of that offense and giving us a spark is really, I mean, I can't say enough about Odyssey Sims.
No, I'm a big fan of Odyssey Sims. Like literally, I saw her first game back. I saw her family there, her friends. I saw her agent in the stands. Like, literally, Odyssey is top tier.
Top tier. All right, when we come back, we got to take a quick commercial break. I was looking at the stats to see. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the bench players that could have contributed a little bit more or who did contribute a little bit more. Make sure you keep it locked here on LA Sparks Weekly. If you on X watching us live, keep the browser open. Keep your phone open. We'll be right back. We're going to a quick commercial break.
And these are the breaks. These are the breaks. You know what it is.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
We will get started with opening statements from Kurt, followed by questions for players first.
Certainly proud of our intensity effort coming out of the locker room, obviously.
Recording in progress.
A disappointing feeling in that first half. And they really came out and a little bit of scheme change, but the energy, effort, and desire was at a different level of competitiveness. We competed so much harder. So really proud of them. Put ourselves in position late in that fourth quarter to win that game. I thought everyone was hunting offense and was doing some good things down the stretch. Just came up a little short, but huge response out of halftime. And with a team that's going through what we're going through, it's just great to see in where we're trying to go.
Any questions for players first? Infanity.
Hey y'all, it's DJ from Infanity TV. This question is for Ria Jackson. You just crossed your 500th point as a Sparks rookie. So major congratulations. The question that I want to ask is, for the fans that are watching, what does it feel like to come out with such a hot start and start your legacy on such a great foot here in LA?
Yeah, it feels great, honestly. To just be where I am and continuously just getting better throughout the season. I feel like that's what was most important for me, just my growth. And I feel like my coaches and my teammates, like they're the ones that should get the award, because like without them, like I don't know where I would be. But they continue to instill confidence and just help me each and every day. And I try to be a sponge each and every day and just learn on and off the court. So I feel like that has helped me. But I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Odyssey, can you just talk about the team's ability to fight back tonight?
I mean, we play till the game is over. It doesn't matter if we're down 20. It doesn't matter if we're down 10. I mean, the game is still going to be able to be played. So, I mean, we started off slow, but I think we picked it up in the second half. We definitely outplayed Seattle. Like Coach said, we put ourselves in position to win. Just finishing games. We were right there, but happy with how everybody played tonight, especially on the defensive end. We really showed that that's the effort that we should be giving every single game, every single night for 40 minutes. So definitely sucks that we lost tonight, but we're right there. So I'm definitely excited that we're improving.
Any other questions for players? Thanks, ladies.
Thanks. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. I just want to be like you when I grow up.
So
No, I want to be like you. All right, we'll get started with questions for Kurt. Infanity.
Hey, Coach DJ from Infanity TV. Following your comments about this being our playoff season, if you will, our playoff time here, how do you think the team competed tonight with this away game in comparison to playing at home?
Yeah, again, excited about the response at halftime. Talked to them that we seemed a little flat in the first half. I didn't feel like we were playing with the intensity or desire that you need and how hard it is to win in this level. And so we challenged them. We changed a little bit schematically that forced us to be more aggressive, but it doesn't matter what the coaches do. It all falls on those players, and they played so hard for us in the second half, and they played hard for each other. There was a lot more togetherness. So, a big hats off in that locker room. Now we need to do it for 40 minutes, and we would come away with a win tonight. But they saw what they're capable of in that second half. I think they're proud of themselves, and they should be.
Hey, Coach. As you just mentioned, you said like it's all about the players right now. With these last few games in the season, what are some things you're looking for as far as like playing these tough games?
Yeah, again, we've had trouble. There's no question that in close games can we get to the finish line. And one of the things that I noticed is everyone was hunting for plays late in that game. Everybody that was on the floor. So Odyssey stayed aggressive. De'Erica stayed aggressive, made 2 big foul shots. Obviously, Rikia's hunting shots. Kia made a big bounce pass, unselfish play to Ray. Ray, was an energy person for us. And what doesn't show up in the stat sheet with points tonight, certainly Ray impacted us with her energy and effort. So I just like the fact that we felt like we played down the stretch with our foot on the gas and not hoping to win. We went out and tried to win, and we came up short, but we went out and tried to win tonight. A layup here or there goes our way. We might sneak out of here with a road win.
Any other questions for Kurt?
All right, just last comment. Again, huge congratulations to Rikia. 500 points in the season. Obviously is the only second spark only to ever do that. So what an accomplishment. Again, she's just scratching the surface. She is, just desires to get better and better, wants to be coached. Can't say enough great things about Rikia and the year that she's having, and it's only going to get better.
All right, y'all, we just heard from Coach Kurt Miller. We heard from Odyssey Sims. We heard from Ria Jackson. We want to fix one of the stats that we said. Ria just crossed her 500th career point as a rookie, and it sounds like only one other Spark has done that.
Yeah, it was Candace Parker.
And I think that was Candace Parker.
Yeah.
So I thought it was Nneka Ogwumike, but I think she surpassed Nneka.
Yeah, she surpassed it. And that just shows you just what she's, like I said, a future star.
Yeah. And how ironic that we would be playing Nneka when that would happen. It just feels like the passing of the torch is happening. A lot of things that Kurt is saying is like, hey, we just need to play 40 full minutes of basketball. We know these things. We've seen it. And actually, they're doing a lot better than they were doing at the beginning of the season with the addition of Odyssey Sims on that. So I'm excited to see where we're going after this. It sounds like they're not down on themselves about it. They knew what they were doing, what went wrong. He was looking for a couple more shots to go our way as well. What do you think about the comments that we just heard from the press conference?
I like them a lot. It's still like it's a lot of optimism in the locker room still. Like I said, I loved Odyssey's response. You can tell that, I know I'm here making a statement, and I belong here. I was out there making plays. We fought back. The things that her kid was saying, she was excited about her reaching 500 points and being in that. She's honorable about that. And the players who take pride in awards and achievements like that, and like Kurt said, she's developing her game and she's really putting emphasis on that. So players like that are destined for greatness. So it's excited about the future.
Yeah, we are so close to having a great team. I'm excited to see what the additions will be in the offseason. Not jumping past the end of the season, but we're getting very close here to the end of the we're getting close to the end of the show as well. Who is your player of the game tonight?
Who is my player of the game tonight? That's a great question. I didn't think about that. I think, obviously, Rakid. You got to give it to Rakid. With that legendary mark, and you only – and it's only Candace Parker that came before you and did that. Not Nneka, but Candace Parker.
Yeah.
And, you are a future star. We're watching one right in front of our eyes, so kudos to Rakid.
Yeah, if I could pass Rakid the game ball, I would pass her the game ball tonight just because I feel like she earned it. We talk a lot about Rakia. We singing a lot of her praises. She deserves it. I mean, she is being
great. I should have took the game ball like Indiana did the Bucks.
Oh, man. That would have been hilarious. But seriously, they should have gave it to her. Because, I mean, she's a legend. She's doing a lot of great things. She's playing up against teams that are contenders. It's not like, we're playing against teams that are terrible. The Seattle Storm are great players who are contending. They're fourth seed.
They're trying to win a championship or nothing.
And we're neck and neck. We're tied with a minute left. So just big shouts out to the whole squad. But Ria Jackson is my player of the game tonight.
Yeah, I'll give it to her. And if I could choose a second one, it had to be Odyssey real quick.
Odyssey, because she got it.
Because I'm rooting for Odyssey.
Yeah. Same here. So if anybody is watching this show who's in control of getting Odyssey back, please. We are big fans of Odyssey Sims over here at LA Sports.
Not only fans, but she's making a difference.
All right, LA Sparks Weekly. Thank you so much for keeping it locked here with us. I'm DJ Treacy Trees. It's Kahari coming through. Thank you so much for joining us and guest hosting.
I love it.
Thank you. Keep it locked, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to all this content on X, on Instagram, on YouTube. And we will see you back at the Crypto.com arena on Tuesday.